What's up, guys? It's your boy Sensei Matrix coming at you with a video. Um, I want to talk about all the leaks that's been going on as far as what's been going on with Microsoft and Xbox, the PlayStation fanboys, the Xbox fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, whatever have you. And I want to educate you a little bit because everybody's under this impression that in 2027, for whatever reason, you think Xbox is going out of business or it's going to get out of the business of gaming, period. And I'm an old school gamer. I come from, I've been gaming for about 40 years now. So I got some history behind me. My dad was a gamer, my mom was a gamer. So I know my stuff. But as far as Microsoft going out of business in the gaming aspect of it, if y'all think that y'all crazy is just crazy as hell. First of all, the leaks that came out when you look at the documents was from 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Now, do you honestly think if Microsoft was going to get out of the gaming business, that they would have went out and spent money to get Bethesda? Do you honestly think they would have spent pretty much $70 billion to go out and acquire ABK? I mean, really think about this 1 minute. And you're basing this because Phil Spencer said if we don't reach 100 million subscribers by 2027 on Game Pass. Well, if you really think about it, Microsoft has always been about, since day one, innovation and software. PlayStation, when it comes to selling software, they have to sell hardware to sell software. Microsoft was looking at it. They're looking at the future aspect of things. No, we don't necessarily need the hardware to sell the software. That's why Microsoft has an ecosystem. That's why you have the Xbox ecosystem. You can play games on Samsung televisions. You can play games on your phone. You can play games on the Xbox itself. You can pretty much play anywhere and everywhere. That's Microsoft business model. We're going into an all digital future. We're going into a future where there's digital and there's cloud. Whether we want to or not, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. People think Microsoft is crazy for it. I personally don't think they're crazy for it because PlayStation, Sony seen this years ago when the PlayStation Now was on Samsung TVs and you could play PlayStation on Samsung TVs and Sony TVs back in the day. For whatever reason, they pulled back off of it and didn't pursue it. And now Microsoft is doing the same thing, and everybody think they're crazy for it. Sony got applauded for it, but everybody think Microsoft is crazy for doing it. I don't get the narrative in that. And I'm listening to different podcasts. I'm not gonna call people's names out. PlayStation podcast, you know who you are. Talking out of both sides of your mouth. Look, Microsoft ain't going nowhere. PlayStation ain't going nowhere. Nintendo is not going anywhere. When you looking at direct competition, this so-called console war, that's been over with a long time ago. That's been over with a long time ago. If you really want to call it that, the console war you had was between Nintendo and Sega. That was the main console war because those two directly competed with each other. PlayStation came along. PlayStation it was PlayStation, Sega, Nintendo, and then Xbox came along and worked their way in the mix when Sega went out of business as far as making hardware. I mean, really sit back and think about this 1 minute. Neither one of these companies going anywhere. All three companies have their own way of doing things. Nintendo has its way. Nintendo is all about innovation. They don't have the most powerful console, but they do have the most innovative consoles. They're always innovating. There's always innovating, always innovating. No, we may not get you with the power, but we will get you with innovation and first party games. And then, as far as Microsoft making money, Microsoft is they're leading PlayStation as far as profits. For the main reason why is because they're selling software in more areas than just the Xbox itself. PlayStation needs the hardware to sell the software. They're putting money in partnerships. Microsoft is buying studios and putting money into the studios, basically putting money back into themselves. Nintendo, everything that comes out from them, they're getting it back. There is no middleman as far as a publisher goes, unless you're talking about Mario Rabbids or something like that when it comes to Ubisoft. Microsoft is basically investing in studios now so they can make that money back in the future. Instead of doing a partnership and saying, okay, well, we'll pay you so amount of dollars to keep this game strictly on Xbox. Okay. But that money is being split. To opposed to saying, okay, well, we'll just buy the studio and then we'll put money into that studio and then we'll have that money come back to us when it comes to sales. And that's how we'll pay for those studios down the line. And we'll pay for it through Game Pass subscriptions. And if you think about Microsoft's press conference back in 2012, when they first unveiled the Xbox One, Microsoft seen this coming a long time ago. They seen it coming a long time ago. When this whole Xbox, the TV and all this stuff, look, most of what everybody's doing now, everything is being allocated to apps. You look at cable TV, HBO, Cinemax, it's an app. Paramount, app. Disney, app. Microsoft with the Xbox, an app. Netflix, app. Netflix and Amazon is getting into the gaming race. Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo all see this coming. But they're doing it through apps. So that if you have this impression that this app situation is not going to work, you're crazy. Because pretty much anything that you play now is going to be through apps. That's why Microsoft is acquiring these companies to compete on the app side of things. To compete with Apple, to compete with Google. That's the whole purpose of this. If you really want to talk about consoles, as far as who PlayStation's direct competition is, it's Nintendo. Nintendo is a silent assassin between the three entities. Because they're sitting in number 2, but they can easily slip into number 1 with a new console. They did it with the Wii. They didn't do it with the Wii U because it was poorly marketed. And they did it with the Switch. And they'll probably do it with the next console. So get this out of your head thinking Microsoft is going to get out of the gaming business. It's not going to happen because they already see the future. They're already planning for it. Microsoft made its money once again, innovation and software. Evolution. That's what this is all about. That's what technology is all about. You either evolve or you get left behind. And if these companies don't evolve, they will be left behind. And us as the consumer, we benefit from it because when they innovate and they come up with better ways for us to play the video games, it's better for us because I don't want to just every time I play a video game, I have to sit at home and play my video game. Maybe I'm out and about. Maybe I want to take my games on the go. I came from a time where you just had to sit at home and play your video games. You couldn't take your stuff on the go unless you picked up a bulky piece of plastic and took it to your buddy's house and you played it with them. The future is coming. 10 years from now, Microsoft, in 2028, a new console is coming from Microsoft. A new console is coming from PlayStation. I mean, really think about that for a minute. If they were going to get out of the gaming business, they wouldn't have a new console coming. There wouldn't even be probably wouldn't even be talk about a mid-fresh console, a mid-gen console refresh. So you have to really think about before fanboys start twisting the narrative and doing all this crazy stuff. Really do the research. Do the research before you start doing this stuff. And I'm being honest with you. I'm coming at you not as a X-Bot or a pony or whatever you want to call it. I'm a gamer. I'm looking at it from a gamer's aspect. And in the times that we live in now, if you ask me what system do I prefer at the moment, yeah, I prefer Xbox because I'm getting more bang for my buck. I can play more games for less money. I don't have money to go out every week or every couple weeks and pay $70 for a video game when I can get Game Pass and play that game for free. Starfield, an amazing game, but thank God for Game Pass. Yeah, I paid the $30 to play it early. Spider-Man 2 is going to be an amazing game, but in order to play it, you got to pay that $70 just to play it early, or just even play it. Period. And even more in depth, it's any kind of special edition. Forza Motorsports coming out, amazing racing game. I'll play it, but thank God it's on Game Pass. So really think about what you're saying. When you calling Microsoft out, calling them the bad guys, Microsoft is not the bad guys. This is just their business model. Sony's not the bad guys. It's just their business model. Gaming is in a good place right now, but to see people out here, well, if you don't play a certain game on a certain console, then you're perceived as an idiot or whatever the case may be. No, you're not. Play what you play, like what you play what you love, play it anywhere you want to play it, and don't let anybody's opinion determine that. Because you got grown men out here trying to change the narrative, and I even seen where people went after Alana Pierce because she works for Sony and she's playing Starfield. Okay, well, hey, if I work at Walmart, I still shop at Target. So I'm gonna go. I'm supposed to lose. You think Walmart's gonna fire me because I'm shopping at Target? No, I guarantee you, most of the employees that work at Walmart will shop at Target. I mean, come on, be real. Be real about what you're saying. But I'm gonna leave it there because I got another video coming. I'll talk more about this in the future as things come. But if you like the video, share, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Sensei out.